Welcome. In this video, I'm going to be looking at an example of an exam type question that you can meet. It will include most of the concepts that we have covered in the previous videos. If you haven't watched our previous lessons, you are welcome to watch all our previous lessons before watching this one so that you understand what we are doing. So we are going to be creating this spreadsheet. The question requires us to create this spreadsheet, and then as it is, so I have taken the liberty of typing the stuff that's supposed to be typed before we continue with editing this this worksheet, so that we can save time. Now I'm going to start by looking at the top here where we have our heading. This is the name of the company, and then this is the title of our report, which is a quarterly sales report. So you can notice that all these cells, we do not have any divisions, we don't have separate cells, so it means they are merged and the text is centered. So that is what we're going to start by doing. How do we do that? I have minimized my Excel. I'm sure yours, if it's not minimized, it's not going to look as mine. So I'm gonna click here. It seems like it has been merged from A1 up to F1. So I'm going to select or highlight my cells from A1 up to F1. Once I have done that, I'm just going to quickly enlarge my spreadsheet so that you can see. Right now, we have got merge and center over there. Then in the merge and center, we want our heading to be merged. These cells to be merged. When you're merging cells, you're combining them together to make them one cell. So now we want to merge and center. We can quickly click here, but I want to show you other options that you have. You can merge across, you can merge cells, and you can also unmerge. So what we want to choose in this case is merge and center. When you click there, it moves, it combines joins all these cells together, then moves our text to the center. The same thing applies to our title of our report. We are going to do the same thing. We can quickly click there to merge and center. This is how we are going to do it. Now let's go back to our question. Now, if you look at the question now, we have got borders all around the text, all around the cells. You can see we have a thick border at the outside, and we also have some all borders inside. So what we're going to do, we're going to start by applying all borders, then we apply the thick outside border. Now let's highlight. We are going to highlight to select from A1 up to F17. As you can see, our borders are covered from A1 up to F17. So we're going to select from A1 up to F17. If you notice, the first cell where we start, I don't know what I missed. The first cell where we start does not have it's not grayish at the back because we started from there, but it doesn't mean that it's not highlighted. It is also selected. So we are going to insert borders. When you insert borders, you go over there. There is an icon under this font group. You can see if you move your mouse over, it says thick outside border. It means we have borders. We have more options for borders here. We want to choose all borders. Then we have actually put all borders around our cells. Now we want to apply the outside border, which is thick. As you can see, it's not there. So I'm going to select again, and then select the thick outside border. There it is. I click there. If I click away, you can notice that it now has a thick outside border. This is how we are going to apply borders. Now, the next thing that we are going to do, we are going to look at let's look at this this text of ours, commission. We notice that our commission is 4%, and the 4% is left aligned. We want to left align 4%, and we want to merge the two cells A4 and B4, because as you can see, our commission is also merged there on A4 up to B4. So we are going to quickly remove this 4% and type it here in the other cell, because we want to join these cells together. Okay, then we are going to merge, but we're not going to do merge and center. So we're just going to select merge cells so that we just merge. Let's just make this one bold. Okay. Then the other thing that I'm noticing here is that we omitted, there's an omitted line here on row number 5. So we're going to insert a row above row number 5. So what you do, you go here on the row, you will see the arrow pointing to the right, you right click, then you will see insert over there. When you click on insert, it's going to quickly insert a row for you at the top, as you can see. So now you can notice that there in between column A and column B on row 5, there is no border. You can quickly insert a border by going to click there, then you select the all border. Like that. Now we have got our work. Now we need to align this to the left so that it is also it looks the same as what we have. Here is alignment. Here is left align. You click over there, then it's gonna align it to the left. Now the next thing that we're going to look at is the headings of our table. These are the headings of our table: emp number, employee name. Now we are going to wrap these headings. Why do we wrap? We want these headings so that employee is on top of name. So you say employee name, they don't write in one line. So when you don't want them to write in a single line, you are going to use wrap text or text wrap, right? Just as this one. As you can look at ours here, they are not wrapped because that's why some of them are hiding behind other cells and they are in one line. So let's quickly wrap them. You highlight them like that. Then you come here, you click on wrap text. When you click on wrap text, you will notice that it makes the height of the row to be larger and the headings, they fit properly. Then you can resize your work, your columns, so that your headings fit properly. The commission one is in one line. Okay. This one, empnom, like that. So this is what you do. And then the next thing that we're going to look at is look at the headings now. They are at the center. You can see that they are centered, like horizontally and vertically. That is what we want to do with our own headings. Let's highlight them again. Now we are going to choose Migli alignment. That is the Migli alignment. Aligns text so that it is centered between the top and the bottom. So if you click there, it's going to align them the way we want them to be aligned. Okay, this is how you produce a document the way they want you to produce it. Now, the other thing that we're going to do, let me just quickly change the alignment of this one. Okay, before that, the alignment of our numbers here is also at the center. We need to align them to the center. Let's quickly highlight them. It seems, let's quickly highlight them, then we center align them, right? Then the next thing, we're going to bold our names and these other headings that we have over there. So we highlight them, then we go over there and click on bold. And then we have got our employee numbers. Our employee numbers seems like they start from 100, then they extend up to there. So I'm going to show you how to quickly copy the employee numbers to other cells. Okay, now we are going to have 100 for Asia, and then we have 200 for Angel. Right now, to copy these ones, you highlight the first two that you have, right, so that they continue, right, counting. Now you select both cells, that is A7 and A8. Then you go over there to the corner, the one that we use when you are copying the formula to other cells. You click and hold your mouse button, you drag down up to the last employee that you have. You will notice that it is going to be counting from 100 up to 500 because we have 5 employees. Now I just want to quickly bold these and align them at the center, just like what we have in our spreadsheet. Now this is what we have done so far. We are now going to start calculating. So we have actually created our spreadsheet. We are now going to look at the question that we have and calculate where question marks appear, right? I'm gonna open my Word document that has questions. Let me just remove this formatting tool, and also I want to zoom it in a little bit so that we can easily see. Yeah, we are going to make calculations where there are question marks. The question that we're dealing with is this one: create the worksheet shown above. Now they said rename the sheet to test one. How do you rename the sheet? Let's go back to our spreadsheet. This is the sheet. You can add more sheets, as many as you want, as you can see, but we are working with only one sheet, right? Now we want, this name is sheet 1. What did they say we should name it to? Test 1. So let's name it to test 1. You can double click on the sheet name, then you start typing, or you can right click and click on rename. Then you type your test 1. Now you have changed the name of the sheet. Let's go back to the question paper. Set the column widths accordingly. They said set the column widths accordingly, which means we are only resizing our columns so that they appear the same way, and so that our text fits in the cells. Okay, now we are going to look at the next question. Enter the formula to find commission for the first employee. The commission rate is 4% of sales. Copy the formula to the remaining employees. So we are going to calculate the commission here, right? The question mark was here. We're going to calculate on the first employee, then we copy the formula by going to that corner, right? Now, how do we calculate? We are going to use formula. When you're using a formula in Excel, make sure that you start with an equal sign, right? They said it is 4%, right, of, if you see the word of, it means times, right, which is of cells. You click on the first person cells, then you press enter. You will see the commission. The commission that the person is going to get is going to be 1,118 rand 12, right? So we are going to fill this. Okay, I'm going to introduce some errors. When I fill in, you will see the errors, and then I'm going to talk about these errors. Right, we have got errors here. You see the commission for Angel is now 0. Why? I'm going to tell you why. We have hash value, we have this insane number, and we have got also this insane amount. So I'm going to talk to you about these errors. These errors are introduced because of the use of relative cell referencing in Excel. Excel always uses relative cell referencing. What we are doing here is that we are calculating on the commission based on this cell, which is C4, where there is 4%. We are calculating 4% of these cells, 4% of these, 4% of these, 4% of these, 4% of this. You will notice that when I'm saying this, I'm going back to 4%, which means all our formulas must have a cell that has 4%. For example, the cell that has 4% is C4. It's there in the first formula, which is correct, right? On the second formula, we do not have C4 because we're calculated on C5. If we check, this is C, this is C, this is 5. So C5 is here. It is blank. So it multiplied this 56,743 by 0, then it got a 0. That is how you got this 0. The next thing. Now, let's check this error. It says C6, right? C6 is this one where it says base salary, which means it multiplied this base salary, which is the words, the text or the string, with this figure, which is 64,623. This is a figure, this is the string. You cannot calculate words and numbers. You cannot do that. You cannot multiply words and numbers. That is why it's giving you the hash value error. Now, let's look at the next one. This one says C7. You can see that C7 has 1250, 1,250. It multiplied it with 48,000. That's why it got this insane number, and so on. Also, we have C8. It has multiplied 1,165 by 521,212. So that's why we are getting these insane answers. Now let's go back and fix these problems. How do we fix them? We are going to use something called absolute cell referencing. Absolute cell referencing is whereby we fix this cell that we want to calculate on. because all these numbers must be multiplied by the commission. So all these answers that we have here must have C4 in them. If you see that your formula does not have C4 in it, then there is a problem. So now we are going to say that come here, you go to our formula over there. You click where there is C4. You see where you clicked, it's blue, right? Then you press F4 on the keyboard. You'll see on the top keys on your keyboard, you have F4. It will actually insert dollar signs for you, whereby it is fixing the cell. So you have a dollar sign before the column label, which is C. You have a dollar sign before the row label, which is 4. So this cell is now fixed. You will notice that when we fill in our formula, we are going to call it to get the correct answers. Let's fill it in. Now we have filled it in. If you check, all our formulas have C4 because we fixed it. We have C4. This is called absolute cell referencing. If you see a question asking you to use absolute cell referencing, this is what they mean. Right, let's move on to the next question. Enter the formula to find quarterly salary for the first employee, where quarterly salary is base salary times plus commission. Copy the formula. So now we are using the addition formula. So we are going to simply find the quarterly salary. How do we do that? We say when you are working with the formulas in Excel, you click where you want your answer to be, you press the equal sign. Then you are just adding the base salary to the commission. Then you get the quarterly salary for that particular employee. Then we fill in our formula. This one doesn't need to use absolute cell referencing because it's relative in nature. It's relative because we're adding this one plus this one, 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 and this one plus this one. That is how we use this formula. Now let's look at the next question. Enter the formula to find totals, average, highest, lowest, count values. Copy the formula to the remaining employees. Now we are going to look at this one. Now we are going to answer these ones. We are going to calculate only in these cells. Then we fill in our formulas going to the right. Okay. Now, starting with the total, we are calculating the total of the base salary. I'm now going to use the function sum, right, to calculate. Right. I'm going to click there on my function launcher shortcut. Then I'm going to look for sum. If I can't find sum over there, right, I'm going to type it in sum and go to search. Right, I've got my sum. Then I click on OK. Then now I'm going to select the range of the cells that I want to add. It is already adding for me C7 up to C12, of which I don't want to include C12 because it's blank. So I'm just going to select myself up to C11 because that is where my numbers are. Then you just don't worry about this other argument. Leave it there. The number 2, it's not compulsory. Then you click on OK. You have got your total. Then you can quickly fill it in to the end. The next question. The next thing that we're going to calculate is average. How do you calculate average? We're going to use a function as well, right? Function launcher. Then we look for average. It's not there. I'm going to search for it. Average. Then I'm going to click go. There is my average. I click OK. Now I'm going to select again from C7 up to C11. Then click on OK. Now I have my first average. Then I can now fill it in. Right? The highest best salary. Then we are going to fill on all of them. Then you click where you want your answer to be. You go to the function launcher shortcut. Then you calculate the highest. How do you calculate the highest? We are going to use the max function. Max function. There it is. Then you select your cells. Then you press enter. It's going to pick out the highest here, which is 1340. Then you fill it in. It's going to pick up the highest from here, as well as from here. Now, the next thing is lowest. To use the lowest, you click where you want your answer to be, launch your function. Now, you look for mean. then you go to search, there is me, then you fill in, you select your range, right? Then you click on OK. Then you copy the formula to other cells, right? Then the next thing that we have is count. Actually, we are counting the number of employees, okay? So the formula that we are going to use, we cannot use count because count only counts the cells that contain numbers. Let's just use count and see the error, right? So if you type count here, then you go to search for it. There it is. Then I click OK. Then I want to select the names of the employees because I want to count them, okay? You can notice that it's already giving us a 0 as the result. You click on OK, you get a 0, which is a lie. Now we are going to use a formula. So, okay, if we use count, we have to count the numbers. Where there are numbers, it's going to give us the correct answer. But we don't want to count these numbers. What if an employee does not have a base salary and you are counting the base salaries? So which means you're going to miss out on one employee. So we want to count on these other, on using the names. So the best formula to do that is count A. Let's look for count A. Count A. There it is. Click on OK. Then you select the names of the employees. Then you click on OK. You will notice that when you select the names of the employees now, you see B7 up to B11. That's where the names of the employees are. So you get the number of employees. There is no need for us to fill in now because we only need the number of employees. Let's look at the next one. They say format the data to include commas and 2 decimal places. The data to include commas and 2 decimal places. How do we format the data? Let's go there. Right. By data, I'm sure they mean all these figures. We have got all these figures. Those are the ones that can be formatted to give 2 decimal places. We can quickly select all of them. Then you can use this one to decrease the decimal places, or you can use this one to increase the decimal places. As you can notice, we now have commas and we now have 2 decimal places. The other method is to just click on this one, okay? Then you click on number over there, then you can change the decimal places from there, okay? So that is how you can do it. Or the third method, you can right click, you click on format cells, okay? Then you click on number if you are dealing with numbers, or if you are dealing with the currency money where you are supposed to include the currency symbol, you have to use currency. But now we're dealing with numbers, so you click on, you increase it to 2, then you click on OK. This is now what we have. We have our data in 2 decimal places, right? The next thing that we're going to do, align all column title labels horizontally and vertically at the center. That's what we have done. Create a header that includes your name in the left, page number in the center section, and your student ID number in the right section. This is what you're supposed to do. We are going to insert the header. You click on insert, then you go on that text over there, then you click on header. You will notice that we have 3 columns, 2 and 3. So here we are going to say to insert what do they say on the left? Your name, right? Okay. So your name is Esha. Okay, your name is Owetu. Okay. Then at the center, I'm going to include the page numbers. Okay. There, I'm just going to click on page number over there. On the right, I'm going to include the student number, which is 2525. That is our student number. Now, this is what we have done so far with the headers, right? Let's go back to our question. The next question says that create a footer with date in the left section and time in the right section. Let's go there and do that. We are going to insert a footer now. Okay, there is this, right? We said Here they want a date. Here they want a date. So you can see we are going to put the current date. Then they said on the right, they want the current time. Click on time. Make sure that you click on header and footer in order for you to see these options. Okay. Now, what are they saying? Save the file in your name and student number on the desktop. How do you save the file? Let's go and see how we save the file. Go to File, click on Save As, browse, look for desktop over there, then you type your name, OW2, with your student number. I say it's 5454, I guess. Then you click on Save. Then your file is going to go to the desktop. What does the next question say? Open a new worksheet and rename it to pie chart. We are going to continue with this one in the next lesson. This one has become very long. Thank you for watching. We are going to meet in the next video where we are going to talk about the next concepts in Excel. Bye.